I'm just clearing the air. Welcome. Welcome to the Dancing Oracle with me, Najia. If you are new to my channel, I am a psychic medium. I'm also a belly dance teacher on Zoom, and I'm an artist for many, many years. But this channel is devoted to all things mystical. And I'm just doing a little Palo Santo cleanse. It's really divine smell. And it clears negativity. So today I have something a little different for you. I want to share a, a mediumship vision um, from my little grandnephew, TJ. He is a psychic medium as well, um, but he has always had the ability to see the spirits. I sense them, I hear them, I feel them, I smell them, but I don't see them. And he sometimes sees them sort of in his mind, like a shadow, like lights and shadow. And other times it's the exact opposite, which is an experience I'm going to tell you about. Sometimes he cannot tell the difference between a human being sitting in front of him and a ghost right next to them. He cannot tell the difference at all. So this is one of those experiences that happened recently, and it was a little disturbing, and it resonates with our times. This is from another time, probably in the 1950s or 60s, I'm guessing, by the sound of the story and the clothing they were wearing, what he was telling me. But it's still very relevant today. And I was sad to see a little boy, he's just a little boy, having to witness this. And he had no idea. He had never come across anything like this type of story. Anyway, let me tell you. So we were driving and we took a turn, and there was a very large property, and all I could see at that point was the fence. But later, when I went back to that property, I realized the large fence surrounded a very old farm, and there was still a lot of land there. Even though the general area is built up, that farm looked like it was still intact, just no longer operating as a farm, just as a beautiful property. And then he was like, "What's going on? What's going on?" We're going by the fence. He goes, "Everyone's trying to get over the fence, and they're running." He's like, oh my God, this is what's going on. There's people running after them with shovels, and they're trying to get away because people are holding shovels and shouting at them." And he goes, "Don't you see them? Don't you see them?" I said, "No, I don't see them. I don't see anything, honey. I don't even see the energy. I'm trying to look to see if I see light or even shadow energy. I couldn't see anything. And I'm driving also. I am driving. So I'm trying to like look over. And he was pretty shaken. He was pretty shaken. I go, "Well, what?" I realized I, you know, seeing ghosts, because he is seeing something I don't see, and he does see ghosts. He even names them, and they're people's, my friend's departed husband, and this and that, and he'll describe their clothing and everything. So he's actually very accurate. So I just figured he's seeing ghosts again, and I go, "Well, tell me about it, TJ." So he said, "Yeah, there's these people. There's this one group of people running after another group of people, and they're shouting, 'You don't belong here, you animals. You're nothing but an animal.'" I was like, "Ah, oh. ... '... '... '... '... '... '... '... '... '... '... '... '... '... '... ... '... ... '... '... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... ... And yeah, I know there were references like that back in the day, and they're coming back, right? So I said, well, what what color skin? Did the people that were running away, did they have brown skin? And he goes, no, they're black. They're black. I go, what about the people with the shovels? He goes, oh, they're white. I was like, oh man. And then he said, yeah, there was this one woman. There was a woman down on the ground, and she's saying, why can't there be peace? Why can't we just have peace? Please, let's have peace. And there was another man running around with a rifle and a torch. And I said, okay, what color is he? He goes, he's black. And then there was another woman on the ground who's also saying, yes, please, peace, peace, peace. Now, and they were wearing clothing similar to what, you know, we wear, but just the people that were black had a lot of torn clothing, kind of torn shorts and stuff. But nothing historical, no historical clothing, which he has seen and would have no knowledge of. And when at the ages he was telling me. So I felt so bad because he's really shaken. And he goes, I don't understand. I don't understand. I have black friends. I have mixed race friends. And they're so nice. I don't understand. Why would they say these things? Why would they want to hurt them? And I said, honey, I still don't understand it. Sometimes I think, people who don't feel good about themselves, and rather than change or acknowledge some aspect of themselves that they don't like, they blame things on other people and they make them the bad guy. And I go, I see this pattern in life with bullies, So he was so shaken. He was still seeing them for about 15 minutes, you know. He's shaking and he's like, you really can't see them? He's asking me. I'm like, no, I can't see them. And he's not raised like this. This is, first off, he has parental controls on everything. And he's, 9-year-old parental controls they put on his phone and, his games and television and stuff. So he's not exposed to movies that would have this kind of thing. He was in shock. His mom didn't raise him like this. We didn't grow up in a family like this kind of hatred. My parents embraced all cultures. We had people of every color staying over our house since kids. His mom dated, his mom and his aunt, they dated people of different colors over the years before they were married. He didn't grow up like this. He's not around this. He goes to a school. Everyone is different colors. Everyone's different, and nobody has a problem, right? And he's seeing something from the past. And then I realize, oh, these people didn't make it. If he's seeing ghosts, I was trying to figure out, like, okay, these must be ghosts. And these people are all dead, and it's a memory from that time. And I wondered, and there were people bleeding. And I wondered if people actually died that particular night, being hit with shovels. And this stuff still, this attitude that I thought was leaving is more pervasive. I thought, you know, a dozen years ago we were out of this. We're coming out of this. You know, instead, it's been incited and worse than ever. And so really, I know most of my audience isn't going to feel um, hateful. Most of you are really adorable, sweet people writing in the comments. So, but I know that there may be some people coming across this channel and, just do some self-reflection. Why are you feeling this way? Why are you projecting onto another person? And making them into something less. Maybe you feel less than in some way, and maybe you need healing. Maybe you need to find healing for yourself rather than stuffing your feelings down and deflecting it onto another person. I really hope that we're going as everything comes up, everything's coming up, right? We're seeing it all clearly, right? I hope. I hope there's some good coming out of this, what's going on these days. We're seeing how, so much of this country is, privilege, right? People coming over here, taking over Native American and making them less than like animal, right? Calling them savage or animal. It's terrible. Just to take what they got, take the land, take whatever they got, and then they ship people over for slave labor. So, and then they get, oh, look, I'm wealthy. I'm a big, important person. And, people that are the descendants of these people, and not that you did anything wrong, but um, you realize that you're in a better position because of people of different color, including Asian, who built, did a lot of really low cost labor, or slave labor, building the railroads. And we have a lot of people from the South coming through, really hardworking people working for low wages, people who are making everything better for most of us, right? The collective. And instead, we're dividing it up, making division and, you know, name calling. And in reality, most people work really hard and don't get paid enough. And then we have people that make billions of dollars that don't pay any taxes, so it's not fair. And then they make someone else the enemy. I really hope we can come together and love each other, build community, have healing energy. So I've been thinking about this with my nephew, my grandnephew, little guy. I couldn't talk about it until now. I was upset. I was upset because looking at him, it looked like he was witnessing it. He was living it. So let me know if you have any abilities and have seen anything. If you have children in your family that have seen things like this as well, just give me your thoughts. You know, give me your thoughts, and let's all pray that we have a better world. Thank you.